Welcome to Bogside Chats. We're talking everything DFK and keeping it casual. I'm joined here tonight by Bob Nothing and AP, and we're ready to talk some DFK Fight Club. Guys, how we doing tonight?
Doing great, and I must say that is an excellent Matty Pesca impression that you did there, Franz. Well done, well done.
Yeah, he never lets me do it, so when I get the chance, I gotta really, really lean into it.
Yeah, embellish. Yeah, get it out there.
hmm Bob, how about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, it was a good job. I was thinking about asking if I could bring us in just to,
Ah,
do my
I
own
wish you did.
impersonation, but, I didn't want to
Next,
overstep.
next time,
Maybe
next
Bob
time
can
you're
take us
doing it.
out there at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
forget
not
how
as
that
fun as
I forget how
the
that one goes.
welcome though. Yeah, we do too every time. So, no, but thank you guys for joining us tonight. We might have some others popping in here and there. I think Guy Kid was going to jump on, and Corey, the Wanderer, might be hopping on as well. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're here to talk some Fight Club. We have, and I'll pull it up on the screen now. We have the tournament underway, the Perilous Lightweight Invitational, sponsored by the Perilous Pirates Guild. So, shout out to them. They've been excellent as far as the sponsorship has gone. They've been very gracious. The prize pool that we're going to go through in a minute has been great. And I'll cut myself off from this rambling to add Guy Kid into the stream. Guy, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. How are you?
Doing great. We were just talking about how awesome my intro was and how much better it is than usual.
I see
So
we've been live for 2 minutes. I'm guessing you went on a monologue.
yeah, no, I hadn't stopped talking. So yeah, I'm glad you popped in. So anyway, I did pull it up on the screen. So we have here our largest tournament to date. We are at a total of 80 people. Guy, what was our last all-time high there?
I think we capped at like 45, 46.
Okay,
So we pretty much
almost
doubled
double.
it. I think didn't we have to like make cuts to get to an even 80?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very tough when you end up with like 84, 85 people. You start getting with play-ins and then weird buys, and then that takes additional time kind of on the front end. So a few of us bowed out to get us to that even number. But AP and Bob, you guys are in the tournament. How is it going so far?
Oh, it's a blast so far. We've got a good mix of players. We've got some veterans out there, a lot of new players that are learning. I even played Power of Three. This was his second week, not just in Fight Club but in DFK. So the
Oh,
Fight
really?
Club is getting there. The DeFiKingdoms reach is getting there, and new players are coming in. It's great.
So wait, so it's first week or 2 weeks you said in DFK, and he was already playing
Yeah,
Fight Club.
yeah. How amazing is
That's
that?
that's the dream from our side, and that's
Yeah.
great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You've got these awesome NFTs, and really outside of duels and some modest interaction with questing. I mean, Fight Club's where it's at, man. That's where the
hmm
engagement is.
Yeah, and I mean we're all very excited for PvP. What better way than to train in a very similar third turn-based game, right? Not going to be the same, obviously. There's going to be a lot more complexity when real PvP comes out, but it's the same kind of thought process and decision making.
Right,
So,
and it's a two-part decision making. You've got the upfront strategy of leveling up your heroes and building out your squad or your team, and then you've got the in-game tactics of utilizing that strategy in that turn-based game. It's so much fun on multiple levels.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that's really cool for a new player. All these awesome prizes that we have. Like, if you just started a couple weeks ago, kind of some of us, old guard or whatever, aren't that excited by a lot of them, but that can really help somebody. So, really, shout out to Perilous for all the awesome prizes they gave because that'll really help some people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what great sponsors. I mean, they've come in here, one of the big guilds with DFK, and they've thrown down some heroes, some eggs. What is that prize pool? You got it handy there?
Yeah,
friends?
yeah. So let me pull that up now. So go over here to ADFK tournament. So where is it?
And as you're
There's the
pulling that
raffle
up,
prize pool.
Neindorf and Raf, they've really put together a great tournament interface, making registration simple and easy to use. The collaboration between ADFK, Fight Club, Perilous Pirates, it's really showcased here at this tournament.
Yeah, and if you scroll on this turning page, you see there is a bracket here. We're not using it yet. This was kind of a bit of a test, but we are going to try it out once we get to the bracket stages. So Nondorf's goal is for us to be able to run all of this through the site, and that would save me a lot of time on myself and Guy who left us. I don't know why, but oh wait, no, he's back. Save us a lot of time filling in that Google sheet if it's all automatic. So should be good. So yeah, so I have the raffle prize here. Oh, so tournament champion. So this is another thing, free entry for the tournament. So I think that's great as far as a lot of people that maybe have never played before and thought, I don't really want to risk anything, even if it's not that much crystal, but free, have a shot to get a prize. Why not, right? So
Yep.
tournament champion, 200 crystal, hero 7. Let me just click this here. Okay.
Orbs.
So Dragoon Paladin with orbs.
Just
That's awesome.
That,
And a
that's
lesser strength.
an elite class with an elite back appendage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
And then second prize, 100 crystal and a pirate quester bot token, which is Wegus.
Yep.
Probably
He's the
butchering
guy
that name.
He's the guy who created DFK Analytics.
Right. Which I know we all use a lot. He also created a bot. I believe it's 3 AVAX value for that bot. So he's throwing that in a few different places here. So very generous of him. Third place is that Pirate Quester bot again. And then the thing that I think draws a lot more people, right? Because unless your name is AP Bob or Pouring, you maybe don't have the best shot at winning, but you still want to compete. Everyone that plays is getting entered into a raffle, and each win that you get gets you an extra raffle ticket in that raffle, right? So we have in the raffle prize pool another Pirate Quester, a bundle of 5 blue eggs, a bundle of 5 gray eggs, 2 yellow eggs, and then a few more heroes here that we can go through real quick. I don't want to spend too much time, but it's a Mythic Thief there, which, no, this one didn't have abilities. There was another one that did. Mythic Thief, a Legendary Summoner with 2 advanced. This is the one I was talking about. This might be the one I would go after if I could win. So, Exhaust and Toxic there.
It's nice. Well, I'm through to the brackets, so I only have to beat Pouring once this time. So I look forward to collecting my prize after.
Did you just play your game?
I did, yes.
Awesome. So you beat. Oh, yeah. So it looks like you're already through here. Oh, wait. I keep sharing the screen the wrong way where it's just doing a tab. I need to do window. Here we go. All right. So you are through. And while I update this, we'll welcome the other person to advance at a group 1. Corey is on with us. Hey, Corey. How you doing?
What's up, guys? Doing well.
The Wanderer.
the real Wanderer. Yep.
And congrats to Corey for winning our dungeon run contest this past weekend. Highest score in the dungeon.
Thanks,
Just edging out AP.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
just barely, man. Just barely.
Oh, all right. So Corey, my strategy, of course, I used the biggest, baddest sticks I had out there. My
Your
level
pirate.
12 red and my level 13 pirate. Yep. PJ
Yeah.
Pirate.
The pirate we all know so well.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that that 39 dex and 35 strength, right? Yeah. But in the middle, I put a level 12 sage that had an ungodly like 600 health, like 592 health. And so I would attune with that sage to keep healing and swap guys around to even out their health before I used a health vial. What was your strategy to get up so high?
That's actually exactly what I did. So I had my dread in the front, or I actually switched it around this last time. I had my archer up front, and then a sage in the middle, and then my dread in the back, and then would swap them out. My archer hits harder, and so I was able to dwindle the guys down a little faster than my dread would with his just auto attack. And so, but yeah, it's the same thing I did though. Would have tuned with my sage to heal up my guy in the front, and then just work my way through. I mean, I the only thing I did different, I just switched out the rotation of my guys, because the first time I did it, I had my dread up front, and that's where I got through almost to level 8 or to almost level 9. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna switch things around, and that's the only thing I did. I just switched my archer up front, and then that like changed everything for me. I just had a harder hitter up front, and then kept healing him with the sage.
Yep, clean them out. Now one other thing at the map level, one thing I didn't recognize the first couple times I went through, but there's a pause button, so you can let the little NPCs, the little characters on the map, continue to move and get out the way while you navigate around them. And just target those ones that you have to clear.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That's what I did. And I tried to actually, I found as I was going through, I was like, you know what? I'm actually clearing these guys pretty quick. So I went for the treasures actually. I kind of went out of my way. And usually I try to make it so that I could only have to fight one guy to get through to one. And my hope was that I could land that double potion, health potion. I did a few times, but most of the times it was just a single potion. But that single potion was enough to actually heal me, usually more than the damage I took from that one opponent. So it ended up paying off a little bit, but in the end, you run into some walls where you actually end up fighting 2 or 3 guys in a row before you can actually take any health potions. And so,
Now, did you notice that at later levels, like maybe 7 or 8, that the hero level started getting higher?
There were some times when I fought heroes that had a total more than 18, but it wasn't usually that much more than 18. It was usually like 19 or 20, and then some that had maybe a 1 or 2 less. But usually, as I got through it usually stayed right around that 18 level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe my health bars were just so low that they all looked intimidating there.
Yeah, man.
So that this weekend's contest with the dungeon, that was kind of the first run through of the dungeon. It was released in middle of last week, so still a lot to come there. I know Konix is working on a lot. He did just release today that there's going to be more of a even increase as far as other teams, the AI teams. Right, they're going to be kind of getting start off at lightweight and kind of grow from there as you pass more and more levels. So I think that kind of makes sense, because it was a little random before this. It was, hey, are these going to be level 3s that I'm facing in this next battle, or are they going to be, level 6s with a level 9 sprinkled in there?
Yeah. And AP and I were actually chatting about this, that if you guys do this again, what would be cool would be if you guys did like a level cap, just like you do for like any tournament, and then see how many people can get through, as far as they can go in that scenario, versus, because all you need is somebody that has level 20 heroes to just plow their way through and just win everybody. But I think it'd be more challenging and more people would probably be able to compete against everybody else, is to have a level cap.
Yeah, you got to love those Bob Nothing weight classes, man. They really do.
Yeah, I can say I was not super interested. I played the dungeons a little bit just to see how they work, but I wasn't super interested in no cap. I don't know.
Do you think we could do the logic's probably in Konix's code too, of like almost a different version of like a speed run of like getting through a level in the least number of turns or something like that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause-
different
idea too.
twist. I like it.
I really liked how the dungeon was set up with the pause button and with the movement where they move before you, so you can kind of just like get on their heels and figure out how to do it like Pac-Man.
Yep.
That was really cool. But yeah, in terms of the actual fighting, it's mostly just as my strongest heroes just are not the high levels, so I
Right.
kind of was not super motivated to play.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, hearing AP and Corey with your strategies, I tried something very similar that I actually had a monk up front. So I would meditate and then pretty much every turn, every even turn, I'd be able to attune. But I think there were like levels 11 and 10 versus your, 14 and 13 or 13 and 12. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's kind of the delta there.
It's a good strat too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that we're gonna probably have to look into. I mean, it makes sense, right, to have everyone on kind of that even playing field, because I did notice, and a lot of people probably noticed, Burnham did have the actual high score. He brought in a priest, so I don't know how much of that massive score he put up is from the priest or just the fact that he has a level 20 hero. So probably a little column A, a little column B, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, definitely a little bit different. But there are just so many ways that we can go with the dungeon. I don't know what Konix is actually looking to implement. We throw a lot of ideas at him, and he kind of picks the ones he likes and leaves the ones he doesn't. But I know we want to do a little bit more with items as far as that goes, into bringing an inventory with you and what that might look like. And then I don't know. I had tossed around the idea of stamina as far as the moves that you're making, and a potion in there to kind of revitalize that as well. So, we've all played dungeon crawlers. There are a lot of different kind of mechanics that could be thrown in there to make it fun and keep it interesting.
I mean, you guys could even offer like gold for each round that you clear.
Yeah.
Because if you're making people bring in stamina potions and maybe more health potions, I don't know, like that would the reward would be maybe more gold or something for each stage.
Yeah, and I think that's what we have to figure out, right? Is what's the carrot at the end of the stick? Like right now, there's not really an incentive to bring in a stamina potion, right? You're gonna burn one for what? We need that kind of prize on the other side to incentivize someone bringing that. Same with health potions, even though they're a lot cheaper right now, at least.
Mhm.
So yeah, if anyone has any ideas, throw them at us.
I got nothing but ideas. But
There we go. There we go. So yeah, so I haven't looked. Do we have any matches going right now? We don't.
Well, so Konix did implement 2 new
Yes.
tweaks to both the burning mechanic, where now it's no longer just the front hero. It's wherever a hero goes and is burning, they're going to lose, instead of 7.5%, 5%. That definitely buffs the meteor spell, and makes it harder to evade the whatever the wizard's spell. Remember it?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other tweak that I'm a big fan of is the 50% fierce attack speed boost.
I think that's great. Yeah.
Which definitely makes you think twice about the interrupt out, kneel down at the end of a match, because those fierce attacks can come through hard and fast now.
Yeah. I mean, Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like it. My comment was that it makes the end game less deterministic, which is kind of a chess thing, where at a certain point in Fight Club, you just know. And I mean, there's still a lot of strategy to get yourself to that point, but especially at the low levels, there's a big premium on keeping a lot of speed and like your backline character, because you can just basically lock them out at the end of the game unless you just really screw up early. But yeah, I think it's good. It's definitely going to come up in this tournament a lot, I think. towards the end stages when everybody knows what they're doing, there's going to be a lot of kind of rock paper scissors, even more so than usual, because there will be games that could be stolen with this update that could not otherwise, which I think is really good for the game.
Right.
Agreed.
And just to break that down a little bit more for anyone listening that, isn't as familiar, it gets to a point in the game, right, where it's usually the last turn when it's the most obvious, but you could probably map it out, a few turns before that, where if both heroes are one shot, the hero with the speed is going to win, right? Because they interrupt, and if the other opponent used an ability, it gets interrupted, and then you have the speed, you're going to attack first in that fierce attack, or in just the auto attack. Now with this change, you can't just blindly interrupt, as AP said. You can't just interrupt out. You have to kind of, there's still that guessing game. There's still that rock paper scissors aspect of what is he going to do and how do I counter that. So it should be very interesting.
Yeah, I do like Bob's lead in there on the end game strategy of building your team with a speed person at back. Another end game strategy that I mentioned, and I want to get your guys' take. I mentioned with Grady, I was on his was in building
AP,
your
you're
team.
coming in pretty choppy.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, a little bit. Go on,
Well-
because that sounded like you were getting to a good point there.
What I was talking with Grady is when building your team, you want to have team members in front with 0 meter skills and team members in back with positive meter skills, like a warrior with cleave or like a monk with Kai Blast. That way you can build up that meter over the course of the game and then use it and then be able to use it. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely big mana curve. If you start with Dark Knights in front, yeah, they're tanky, but especially that first turn, I get in a lot of situations in the heavyweight where my frontline Dark Knight, they know I'm fierce attacking or interrupting. I don't have any moves in that repertoire.
Yeah, and the more I guess complexity or the more choice that you give your opponent, the higher chance of success you have. In other words, if your frontline and midline heroes both have 0 meter skills, it's harder to pick what to interrupt if you think that person's doing an interrupt or is doing a skill.
Hey, why don't we look at the beginning of a fight? Just any,
Let's do
really.
it.
It could be, Tad and Mean Machine had a good one. I had one with Lethal Limit not long ago. And you can see, just for the new people, what you're talking about there. If you're not used to it, just what you're threatening at the beginning and kind of seeing, what kind of leveling game you want to go through in turn one. Because if you lose turn one, you don't lose the game, but it is important. And it's important to think about what both you and your opponent are threatening at any given point.
Yeah, especially in these lower weight classes, right? That
Yes.
first turn, I mean, if you get an interrupt off or just get a lot of damage, which of your 2 games should I click on here, or should I go to Tad and Mean Machine?
I don't. I guess the second one.
Second one.
Yeah, they were. Sure, we can look at my team. I think you'd have to scroll up to see.
Oh,
But
yes, yeah.
So I brought Dragoon, Archer for this one, and I have an Archer subclass. So I'm kind of memeing with aim shots here, to be a little bit honest.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the strategy last tournament too, if I recall. Last lightweight
tournament
that we did.
Actually, no. I had Warrior with Archer subclass, then an Archer, and then I had a Dragoon with a Warrior subclass. So I was actually threatening, and that's probably what I would do this time if the heroes are lined up. I wasn't really gonna spend a ton of crystal trying to optimize, but this is kind of what I had. I ended up buying the level 1 Archer because I really liked it and as a miner, and I've just been buying miners. So he was pretty close to the floor. So he's good for a level 1. He's got a Dex Stone, I think. Anyways, So yeah, I really like to, like you can see, I'm threatening blitz. I'm threatening 2 aim shots, whereas he is basically just threatening lightning strike.
Right.
So that gives me a lot of options. Whereas
Yeah. What's his subclass here?
he does actually
Okay.
have backstab.
So backstab. So he
that's
could have
pretty
that
decent.
too. But yeah, especially with the archer, the double aim shot kind of technique there, you're aiming at that midline, and more often than
Yes.
not, that's where they want to protect. That's what they're trying to kind of build their strategy around.
Yeah, and so
Um,
Lethal Limit has not played much. He has some really nice characters. I think there's Mythic, Legendary Mythic. So he
Oh.
probably just picked like the best high value ones. But
mhm.
you could probably tell he hasn't played that much in that his level 1 is the Paladin, and he has a level 4 Summoner, which we don't need to kick the Summoner
Right.
while it's down, but we all know that that's a rough one. So
Yeah,
I could kind
it's
of tell by that he probably that's just not a lineup you would pick if you had played a lot. It's kind of a lineup you would pick if you just wanted your highest value heroes. You know what I mean? So I was kind of playing with that information a little bit as well. So I was definitely wanting to attack the midline. I think that's kind of his best hero of the 3.
Yeah, and what I was going to add there is just you always know someone's new to Fight Club when they have that paladin in the front line, because everyone
That
playing
too,
any
yeah.
RPG, that makes sense. That's the tank,
Yeah.
put him in the front, but not so much here. So it was a double interrupt on turn 1. We'll see what happens here turn 2. Oh, he
got me.
caught you with there. All right. So, and that's kind of the struggle with that, technique, right? It's if you do get interrupted, I mean, with any skill, right? You're giving them that big
Yeah.
advantage.
So
But
that was bad for me because he went from pretty unthreatening to now threatening both retribution and attune on turn 3, which would both be kind of a huge problem.
mhm.
So I had to basically guess. I was pretty sure he was going to use one of the two, but guess between retribution and attune, and I
And you
guessed
guessed
right.
right with
But
the attune.
I definitely could have lost this game if he had retribution there for. I mean, it's a level 1, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure how much. Maybe I wouldn't have. I'm not sure.
And that's what I was
Attune
gonna
would have been bad.
say. I don't think it would have quite been 100. It probably would have been close. I mean, he was at half health, but yeah, just not having as high of an HP total. I think, what is it, 175 they start with Paladins? It's something like that.
Not that much. I think that's
Okay, a little
Dragoon.
lower.
A little lower, 160.
Okay.
I forget. And I'm not sure what the elements are, but yeah, now I just want to attack his midline. He can lightning strike me now because once we get this paladin out of the way, I think I just win. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, and at that point, to put the damage on, you'll take the lightning strike. You'll eat
Yeah,
that.
I don't really care that much about my dragoon dying because I'm gonna have double full draw, high speed, high damage archers once he dies.
Yeah, and at this point, you blocked him with the attune again in the middle on there, and yeah, as you were saying, I mean, you have
Attune's the
2 full
biggest
health.
threat at that point because the
And
retribution.
you mentioned another key thing there, Bob, that how versatile archers are in this game. Just because they've got the beginning
Full draw
game
is
aim
amazing.
shot, and then full draw at the end is a beautiful way to close things out.
Ooh, and it looks like we got a live battle, so I'm gonna cut away from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
AT in the chat, so we'll see who that is in a second because he said he's playing
Oh,
now.
AT, I think
Oh,
that's
it's
Swole
Swole
Troll.
Troll. Okay, what's up, Swole Troll? How you doing?
You want to do a little delay so we're
Yeah,
not
we'll
like
let them
talking
get
about the turn.
a few ahead here.
So
So
let's look at the. Okay,
yeah, you want to go for it?
I can't quite see.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know how to zoom on
That's all
Discord,
right.
so I'll just go through it. So Swole Troll, we have on the left, we got a level 4 goon in the front with an archer sub. So you have that blitz aim shot that we were talking about. Wizard in the middle with fireball. That one has a priest heal, so if it gets to the front line, that heal, or priest sub, I should say, that heal could come into play. And then in the back line, a level 2 Dark Knight also with a heal, with that priest sub. On the other side, Mats We have a level 4 Dark Knight in the front there with Battlecry Berserker sub. So that could be an interesting, self buff that we could see there. And then a level 2 Warrior with a Paladin sub and another 2 Warriors with Paladin subs in the mid and the back.
It's a lot of meter.
Yeah.
Needed. Yeah, I definitely like Swole Troll. This kind of really plays into what I was just talking about, where Swole Troll can threaten a lot. I mean, even Blitz here is good to get that level 4 in the midline, because I'm sure the Dark Knight hits hard. And the 4/2/2, actually, that's a 4/2/1, isn't it? So Matt's
okay.
spotting
So
him
Matt's
a
playing a level down.
So yeah, I love the versatility on Swole Troll there. He's got a lot of good options. Let's see what goes.
Anything else for anybody to add before we hop in? All right.
I just think it's interesting how I just watched Tad's fight and he had a wizard as well, and I'm like, I normally wouldn't pick a wizard because they have such low health, but that fireball, it's interesting how that plays an effect in the game, because you normally wouldn't think that it does 40 damage plus they're on fire or something like that. So normally I would think like that wouldn't do anything. Like I'd rather have an archer with an aim shot that does 70 damage,
right?
But like I think as the turns play out, I think that fire damage actually starts building more and more, and so it's just one of those things where you can just like poison, where you just hit them with it, and then it constantly does damage as turns go on. So you can use your ability to either compound that again or do something else.
And let me ask.
The other beauty of the fireball, just to jump in real fast.
I think you're going to say what I was going to ask. So go.
Yeah, but the other beautiful thing about the fireball is it's a giant killer, right? It takes away 5% damage. So if it hits a meteor, if it hits a bigger hero, it's going to take away more hit points.
Yeah, you just saw my lineup where I have the level 4 Dragoon, and I do have a level 3 archer. So in the old rules for fireball, if I got hit by a fireball on turn 1, I would strongly consider swapping front to back. But since fireball is just going to hit me regardless, you can really do a lot of damage on my 350-ish, 330-ish HP Dragoon.
And
that's
how many
problem?
Yeah, how many turns does he stay on fire?
I think 2,
3, I believe 2.
I forget.
Well, the other thing I was going to add, I think I saw this part of the new change. It's not only frontline; it's anywhere in the lineup they'll burn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I can't swap. Like that's what I would normally do,
right?
Just to mitigate it.
Yeah, so I think that's an interesting change that we could see a lot more wizard play or wizard sub at the very least, right? So let's hop right in here because we are a few turns behind now. Hope Swole Troll doesn't pop into the chat and spoil it for us. So looks like I missed the beginning.
There's that blitz. Yep.
Is that a blitz? Okay, blitz to
blitz.
start.
So your level 4, Dark Knight isn't fierce attacking you.
And now you can just kind of hammer in on this level 2.
Yep.
Let's see what we got.
Fireball.
Fireball.
So
that guy's immediately in serious danger.
This is interesting. It's not 5% of your total HP. It's just 5% of your remaining HP. It looks like.
Oh.
Okay.
Because that fireball only did 8 damage at the end. And that's obviously not 5% of his health.
No, that is.
Oh, is it?
That would be 160, right?
Oh, maybe you're right.
Oh no. Yeah. That's 160. That's 5% of 160. So that's probably
okay. So it is of total.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that is.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah, just low health. It doesn't look like it. Corey, when you first said it, I was thinking the same thing. So
that's what it looked like. I'm like, oh, that can't be. But I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that much at these weight classes. It might be better at higher weight classes.
At higher weight classes, I think it could be pretty impactful.
And does it compound? Like if you're to do fire again? Do we know?
I don't think burning does. I think only poison does.
So burning does compound, but it's not in a damage way. If you fireball somebody who's already burning, then you get a plus 35 meter.
Oh,
okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played wizard enough. I think I might need to. Here on turn 3, we had a double interrupt. Swoltrol gets the first hero away. And now I wouldn't be surprised if he tries for that blitz again. Same strategy. I mean, I would hope Mats is, looking for it this time. But
an aim shot is also really good.
yeah,
Like without the meter skills, like all he can do is battle cry, which is not that good. It's interesting, but he's just not threatening much.
just one of them in this situation isn't going to do enough that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think a fierce attack or an aim shot or a blitz are all good.
Yeah, battle cry is definitely a higher level, a higher weight class skill.
Ability.
Yeah, you need time for it to kind of do its thing and get ramped up. So he did blitz. It was successful. Looks like Mats did a fierce attack again, I believe. So now he's chopping away at that second warrior here.
I think I would have gone for the interrupt as Mats there. I think that's your best chance because the wizard's on cooldown. So
yeah,
he's not that likely to fierce to foil you, and I think that's your best chance of winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got a chivalry. So I think this might come down to Mats being a new player.
Yeah, that was an AI play.
Yeah, I do love when the AI does it. So when I'm playing against them. Hopping into turn 6.
Hey, France, I'm gonna let you, Bob, and Corey finish this match out. I gotta hop
Heading
off
out.
and get a kiddo to bed. But I'll keep listening in on the YouTube. Thanks for inviting me and letting me participate. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. Always welcome, AP.
Later,
Good
AP.
luck the rest of the tournament.
Take it easy.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll talk to you all soon.
See you, man.
Cool. So going to turn 7 here. So at this point,
Yep.
Skewer taking half the health. At this point, it's an interrupt out situation.
Fireball would have
There
been
goes
great
Fierce.
too. So yeah, and he's got that sliver of health. Yeah, it's on the game too.
Yeah.
So we'll go turn 8. Okay. So
Yeah, you really saw the problem with Matt's lineup in that game is that he can either try to interrupt or he can fierce attack, but the fierce attack just was not going to work.
yeah, and it's in the lower weight classes, it's all about being threatening from every position.
Right.
You can win just on girth in the higher weight classes if you have enough girth, right? And you build meter a lot quicker. So those 1 and 2 meter turns, they come into play quick. With the lower weight classes, you have to have them guessing as far as what's going to come next. And if there's only one good option, one threatening option, it's going to get interrupted more often than not, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you've got those heroes that have all those 1 meter moves, you're really one-dimensional at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So congrats to Swoltrol on the first one there. It looks like they're getting ready to go again here. So we can see when or if they are going to.
And it's really fun just seeing the flurry of matches how many matches have we had over the last 2 days? I feel like we've already had like 30, 40 matches.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, we did the whole first round, so it's 40 matches, right? Because there are 80 players. So.
And it's a free tournament. It's a lot of people's first time playing, second time playing. We see a lot of aim shots into empty midlines, a lot of lightning strike problems, stuff like that. We all go through that the first time we play. I lost probably 9 out of my first 10 matches. It happens to everybody. It's free, like I said, so it's a good time to learn. Hopefully, this podcast helps some people. Maybe we can do some more stuff with strategy, because I think the strategy part of this game is something that takes a while to get, and if we can accelerate that process, that's a really good thing. Because once it kind of makes a lot of sense, that's when the game really grabs you.
Yeah, and we started doing that with the classes. We didn't get all the way through them because there were some updates to the classes, and it seemed like maybe we should hold off for a little bit. But yeah, Bob, you were mentioning that to me earlier about some more strategy-focused videos. I think that's a great idea, and I think we need to get on that. Could be a lot of fun.
I think one of the biggest things that helped me in the beginning was to learn the abilities. And so I would get a set of heroes, and just as Bob was alluding to, a lot of these new players don't, they just see a skill and they're like, oh, let's do that one. They don't really know the stipulations behind it. And so the biggest thing would be to actually read what the ability does, and then know exactly your lineup. First of all, know your lineup's heroes' abilities, and then you can move on to other ones, because when you're starting an opponent, it's really good to learn and know your opponent's abilities, because then you can strategize a little better, and you can anticipate, when you should interrupt or what heroes are on cooldown and things like that. So that's the most important thing I think I would suggest to the beginners is learn your abilities, read them, know what they are, and then move on to the other heroes.
Yeah, and we got AP in the chat saying tierless. So that's he's right. We need to do more of those. Those are always a lot of fun, and I think they're a good way to talk about all the heroes at once, kind of in relation to each other.
Spoiler alert: Goon is S tier, all weight classes.
It really is.
And I don't grade on a curve like your boy Wowie. There's only one S tier. He's the man.
It's the triple S, the Dragoon. Yeah, no, and it's interesting. So we should be getting new moves shortly for the Sage. Right now, the Sage and the Bard have the same moves. They were given from the Sage over to the Bard. There was a feeling that the Sage wasn't as impactful in the higher weight classes. And I think as someone who has a level 12 Sage, I definitely felt that. So
yeah,
we'll see what different mechanics Konix comes up with for that. Should be good. So while we wait for this next game, maybe we hop in and check out that Tad Mean Machine fight.
Love it.
There's Wowie in chat catching me.
There he is.
Talking some shade. There's only one S, sir.
Well, now he has Maddie in his ear, making the grades even, even more altered there.
I know.
I don't know. You got to tone him out, Wowie.
I haven't watched all that stream yet, but it started with I made A, C, and then guarded from there. And the autist in me, just my head exploded.
Those are great streams, though. If anyone hasn't checked out
Absolutely.
Wowie and his super spec sheet, it's a lot of fun. I find myself pulling it up just as much as when I pull up the hero base stats from leveling. I'm pulling the Wowie sheet up too to see if, hey, like this wisdom on a priest, do I really want to keep buffing it? Are there skills that make sense for that? Things like that. So it's
spoiler. The answer is yes.
Well, that, and not to get too far into it, but I actually I was hitting the find key and doing whiz versus intelligence to see which had more instances. They were the same. So because I have a low int priest, and I was thinking, should I buff it up more? So but yeah. All right, so Tad Meme Machine. Oh, nope. We talked enough to get the second battle going. So all right, so did we have any changes here? Looks like we have the same lineup going in. I think. Yeah.
4-2-2 versus 4-2-1.
So one thing, did we get an interrupt from Matt's last game?
I don't think so. We'll see if he listened to the stream and maybe he changes it up a little bit, because that's what I would be thinking if I was him. Because he's going to need a cleave to land, I believe, at some point in order to win this.
And the best way to get a cleave is by getting a successful interrupt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In this weight class, it's kind of the only way, unless it's, the waning turns of the match where you get up there. At least having the Dark Knight, the higher intelligence will help that meter gain a little bit. Let's see on turn 1. Oh, so he listened. He guessed wrong, but that's progress. That's fine. We'll take that. So he is burning. So yeah, 11 health coming off there, and 2 turns left. So it's 3 turns total for the burning, counting the turn that it happens, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I like the move, but bad result.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50, man. I mean,
that's what's tough. Both of those threats are serious because he's he's got aim shot and blitz that he was interrupting.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah. Swole Troll is just doing too much damage, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a good lineup. I like his team. It's well
Mhm.
constructed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're gonna need to see an interrupt from the Matt side. So I mean, yeah, if I'm Swole Troll, I kind of just keep hacking away. Don't even give him the chance, right? Although he's getting close to that meter on its own.
That's true. He could get to a spot where he's threatening double cleave here in a minute. You could definitely steal
Right,
it with
with the
that.
Dark Knight knocked out.
Yep.
Oh, again, he
Yeah, bad luck, man.
he was showing him all those blitz last game, and he switched it up on him this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little uncomfortable for Swole here, but he's got a lot of good moves too.
All right, into turn 5. There's the blitz,
Blitzed. Oh. If
and
he
there's the
can take
cleave.
take out his Dragoon. Oh no.
That would have been big if he got
Yeah.
him out of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're Swole, are you moving this Dragoon out, or are you saying I have the health advantage, I'll let it die, I'll get more attack on?
I think you could swap with no good skills on the other side because they're both paladin subclass, right? I guess
Yeah.
last stand is, but that's a level 1. See, that's the guy from the back. That's where he's missing a level.
Right.
So that was a good blitz with respect to there's a level 2 and a level 1 warrior. So I like a
So
swap.
the level 1 is out front now, right?
I like a swap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So let's see. Does he do it? He does
Mhm.
not. He
That's
takes a
that's
warrior with
also
him, though.
great.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's
It's
probably
all good.
better, to be
And the
honest.
speed, and that's what we were just talking about. Speed kills, right? So we go back to after that aim shot. You would think, oh, he's gonna die to that warrior. Warrior uses last stand. He gets to do that attack first. So
Yep.
at this point, a lot of health on one side of the board, not too much on the other.
Fireball and Decay Blade are both lethal.
Yep, decaying blade.
Swept him.
GG's.
Great match, Swotrol. And Matt's definitely learned something between games 1 and game 2.
Definitely.
So
Didn't work
hopefully he
out.
hangs around and keeps on learning.
Yeah, he definitely could have won that game with if those interrupts had went the other way. Then threatens
Yeah.
Cleave, threatens Decay Blade. It could definitely have went the other way. It was just kind of.
Yep.
I think that's what he had to do though.
All right, looks like we got another one here. Too Honest and CLS is active. We're about 5-6 turns behind, so I'll be quick about telling you about the teams here. So for CLS, we got in the front line there a Paladin with a Knight sub, so that's Shield Slam in play. Midline, we have a Monk with a little Fireball Wizard sub, and then in the back a Knight with Archer subclass, that aim shot. So level 3, level 4, level 1. Yeah, he's got that double or no, he doesn't. He only has the single threat from the front line in the first turn there. On the other side, we have Too Honest. He's got a little bit more traditional of a Fight Club lineup here.
I like it.
Yeah, Warrior with the Archer sub in the front, Archer sub in the mid, and Berserker Archer sub in the back. So he's going to be threatening aim shot at any point in the match. Could be threatening it twice with that Archer in the midline.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he might open with Meditate. If you play a Monk, I think you're pretty interested in that.
Yeah, he didn't, but I was thinking the same. So aim shot on one side and then a fierce attack going the other way. That
you
Monk
really
has health.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the level 4.
That's the level
Monk.
4. Mythic. Was that Mythic?
Is it? Does it say it up there?
Yeah.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
it does. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Mythic. Okay.
I get it. I would have put that guy in front to threaten the fireball, and then you have the Paladin healing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, again, I mean, that comes down
Some
to new
inexperience.
players.
Yep.
It's Paladin, tank, frontline. That's what you'd think.
Yep.
Not in Fight Club.
Yeah, Chivalry, the way it works is just kind of a unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think it's beneficial until your Paladin's about ready to die, and then you can use it to kill him off, but you're going to heal your teammates. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because during the game when he still has quite a bit of health left, you're just exchanging hit points. Like there's no
Yeah.
Well, but
real
you're setting
healing.
up your own
I
retribution.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
You
you're
are
setting up the retribution, but like from a net hit points perspective, all
yeah.
other moves are like net positive from a hit points. Either you're doing more damage or increasing the health of your team. Where the paladin combination gets interesting, like Fran said, is with the retribution. But then in addition to that too, is if you've got a frontline guy that hits really hard, you can keep that frontline guy alive longer.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like Too Honest is a bit of a ringer here. He's been playing Bike Club for a while, thanks AP. I think he meant Fight Club there.
Thanks, autocorrect.
So on to turn 3 now. Got an interrupt to the mid, interrupt to the front, a little defensive play here. Yeah, I mean, Too Honest with the advantage, but it's still pretty early here.
Yeah, retribution is getting a little scary. Both aim shots are good since you know that most of his power is in that midline monk mythic level 4. So I'm pretty interested in aim shot.
Oh,
you did a good job.
And he called the retribution there. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing about the monk, right? You get to that 1 meter and it's not a threat because of that Kai Blast being so expensive. So
Mhm.
I think that was kind of a move of like, hey, what could hurt me here? You're
Yeah,
gonna take that away. If he fears attacks, whatever. You got the health advantage.
yeah.
So we have 1 meter on Too Honest side now with that successful interrupt. What do you think we see from him here?
I'm full drawing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
full draw and the cleave both in play.
I always bluff the cleave, or that's what I did, because
Good
everybody's
to
afraid
know,
of it.
writing that down.
He did it. That's what's great about the warrior archer. This is how I made the finals. Basically, was doing that move he just did.
Threatening the cleave.
You get the meter. The cleave is so threatening, and the full draw is almost as bad. So yeah.
Well, it comes back to what I just said last turn, right? It's like, what can hurt me? The cleave can hurt me the most. Like, I can kind of survive a full draw here. It puts me in a bad spot. But if he gets that
But
cleave
not
off,
really.
game's kind of over. Yeah, it might be over anyway, but
But this is my problem with that situation. If I'm the other guy on the left or CLS, and I know that he's got his warrior up front, like, so I take this too far sometimes. I think, all right, he thinks I'm going to interrupt his warrior, so he's going to do full draw. So then I'm going to interrupt his archer now. But then it's like, if I'm Too Honest, I'm thinking, all right, well, if he thinks that, then I'm going to do my cleave because he thinks that I'm going to do my full draw. You know, you can take it down the road quite a bit, and that's my problem. I think, like, how far down do I take this? Because you don't know the mind of the person, but like, that's what I would think. I would actually cleave in that sense if I was fighting a good opponent, because they probably would think that I would full draw.
right. And that's the mind games of
That's
this
the
game.
mind game, and it's just
It's a leveling war. It's like Princess Bride with the inconceivable guy doing the
Ooh, a
poisons.
Princess Bride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
You know how he
Alright.
goes through the whole thing where you think that I'm this, but you know that I'm this, and blah blah blah. He goes through it all.
I like
That's
that.
kind of what Fight Club is like a lot.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
We got a question from the audience here. How do I stop sucking at Fight Club? From Sergeant McPhil to McNasty. Anyone have any ideas? No, the rest of it. What I mean is, if you can have a good team, but if you can't drive a super team, then lesser ranked teams can beat you. Bad. So yeah, essentially the idea that if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not playing right, the level, isn't everything. I think that's what he was saying there, right?
It's a complicated question.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of elements to that.
We love you, Sarge. And then Swole telling us his strategy as well.
Get drunk first.
Get drunk first, be unpredictable. All right, on to turn 6. Interrupt to the front, charging. I just don't think he has enough time to be meditating. I know that's one of his only outs with that Kai Blast, but it's kind of a turn wasted when you don't have the time to do so.
Yeah. So too honest, probably going to interrupt his. Oh, he didn't interrupt. I figured.
Yeah,
he- but
the retribution isn't that threatening because that warrior's almost dead, right?
yeah.
So it's kind of wasted to do 35, 40 damage.
Yeah.
So I get it.
And he
But
gets
then
the
I mean,
pally anyway.
then your
Yeah.
pellet dies. Yeah.
I like the aim shot there a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now you have the knight with no moves that can really hurt you, no meter moves. You have the monk with not enough meter for the Kai blast. I don't know. I kind of just fierce attack here.
Well, Monk
but
has
we'll see what he
fireball.
does.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, but with this big of a discrepancy,
Yeah. There's no way.
yeah. So on to what I think will be not the last turn. So interrupt. He gets him down, and game one will go to Honest. So congrats to him.
It's a good game by him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, are they going to be going for number 2, or was that number 2? They ended 7 minutes ago, so maybe not. Maybe not right now. What do we have here from Eric Sear? Baby and lightweight teams need to have at least one heavy hero and subs that are fast 0 meter threats. Yeah, I mean,
agree.
that's the formula.
Yep.
But one team that I think we should call out that I know AP wanted to, he messaged me about it when he saw it. Our good pal Pouring is obviously, a member of the Perilous Guild, the Perilous Pirate Guild. So he's currently running 3 pirates with 3 archer subclasses.
I saw that. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little memey, but
It is.
it's also like my first thought was not like, oh, that's a meme. It's that's a really good setup because you're threatening, cannon barrage, plunder, and aim shot.
I watched
every turn.
I watched one battle of his, and he literally did cannon barrage every single turn.
Did he?
Yeah. And his opponent, I don't know if he was new or not. He just didn't really interrupt him at all, which is the only thing he probably could do against that because he was just cannon barraging every single turn.
I don't know if you can interrupt that team. You're double threatening the front and mid line every single turn. I think you gotta.
I mean,
you gotta
if you
punish him
cannon
because
barrage
with
the
offense.
if you cannon barrage the front line, doesn't that push in the mid line and cannon barrage is now on cooldown?
It pushes
But-
yours.
That's the
true.
only gap in the strategy.
That's true.
Wait, what is? Say that again.
So if you're front line and you cannon barrage, you move to mid line.
Mm-hmm.
Now your cannon barrage is on cooldown for a turn. So the only ability threat the next turn is the front line.
Right, because you don't get access to the subclass in that mid line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. So Tad had that infamous winning team of Archer, Pirate. So his pirates could infinitely basically cycle. But yeah, Guy's right. You do lose the ability to double cannon barrage if you use the frontline one on Pouring's lineup.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know how you interrupt against that team. I think you lose.
Yeah,
agreed.
and that's the struggle I have with a lot of these games, not even something that, kind of specific. Just anytime I have to coin flip, I like to just kind of avoid it, right? If I'm going to have to interrupt either an aim shot midline or a fireball front line, I'd rather just do my own damage. But a lot of times,
I think that's what AP was saying
hard.
in his comment too, of like if you've got a coin flip on your side, just go on offense and force the coin flip to the opponent.
Yep. Yeah, but it's it's tough sometimes because if you don't have the skills to kind of match that turn after turn, that strategy can only get you so far. I think that's how I got knocked out the last time that I was in a lightweight by Kevo, who went on to win. No, lost in the finals to AP, I believe, the last lightweight tournament. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like that was. Oh no, that wasn't game 2. That was Swole. That was recording there. Great. So should we hop into Tad and Mean Machine's game, or what do you guys think?
Sure.
And then maybe we can wrap
'Cause
after that.
They both actually. I didn't look. Actually, I did look at Tad's lineup, but I'm sure Mean Machine also has an atypical lineup, as usual.
He always does.
Yeah.
That's his.
So I'll be interested.
All right, I'm gonna go with game 3. I guess is the best one to do. So this is tied at 1. So let's see these lineups. Okay, yeah. So we got Tad with a Ninja Wizard Ninja, and then a Archer Priest Shapeshifter on Mean Machine side. He loves that Shapeshifter. It's been in all his lineups lately. So that's a Dragoon sub on
Ooh,
Tad's
that's
front line.
dangerous to the priest.
Yeah,
You do
Yeah.
not want to life tap your priest if you can avoid it.
you don't want to life tap your priest. You're saying.
Your own priest if you get blitzed. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you get blitz. You're going front line. The priest is then healing for less because
Like
it's
5.
attacking for less. Yeah. Very true. Nothing
Also-
else too crazy. Yeah. Go ahead.
Doesn't poison you don't see many priests. Poison does 10 less healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very
So
true.
This seems like a bad matchup for this priest.
So there's
Yeah.
there's times when you have life tap on, but you're poisoned, you actually take negative damage from the life tap because of how much stacks of poison you have on.
Oh, so you take actual damage because you're healing
So-
for
Uh-huh.
say 40 and you have 6 stacks of poison on or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Poison, I feel like we need to get poison going in the higher levels, the higher tiers a little bit more. I want to see somebody bring a ninja that's like level 13. Really see how it plays.
When I was going through the dungeon, I was getting through more levels. That was my biggest fear, was going up against ninjas or thieves because of their poison, because my life would dwindle faster than any other like ability because they would just stack. As miasma, it lasts for I think 4 turns, and it
Yes.
stacks every single turn.
Yeah, and that's the key differentiator. The poison itself lasts for 3 turns, but that miasma bomb sits on your frontline hero for 4 turns.
Yeah, it just
So
and then
it's
it's
stacking and stacking.
yeah, and then if you can get another one off, it just compounds. It's just the worst.
Yeah, I have a high level warrior ninja that I like a lot. I used to bring it into Fight Club, but that was when Caltrops was the move that I got for that, so
Oh yeah.
didn't really use that much. I still like the idea of the Caltrops mechanic. It just didn't work the way we needed it to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alright.
what do you think? I think Tad goes fireball.
Oh, so Fireball from the midline, you're saying for Tad, and then we didn't go over Mean Machines, but he has Thief sub on that front line, so double threat there, and that is a priest, so he has Battle Blessing, which I forget what that does.
It never works.
It never does, but it doubles
It never
your
does.
whole team's damage and speed, which is nice.
In perpetuity, right? It's on the whole match.
It's yeah, yeah. It's,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, and then
If
the
you get it off,
Shapeshifter.
it's game over. But it's as Bob was saying, it never happens.
Yeah, Shapeshifter, Boar form is pretty good. Phoenix form, we saw some the last speed tournament, so.
And I like an aim shot from Mean Machine because that wizard's dead in 2 turns, right? For sure.
Should be, yeah.
Yep.
So we're saying aim shot from Mean Machine and Tad going with the Fireball. Let's see what we get. Ooh, so we get a Blitz and
Big
Ninja.
wrong.
That priest is frontline though.
Yep,
It's where he doesn't want him.
that was really good for Tad. Mean Machine was thinking like I was, and Tad was on a different level.
It's just that's the guessing game right there, man.
And then he gets some miasma. Ooh, but an aim shot, yeah, it takes like 3/4 of that wizard's health away.
Yeah.
So both midlines struggling here.
This priest is just a sacrificial lamb here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could save it at this point.
Because you really don't want to swap out.
Oh, that's bad too.
Okay.
That's really bad.
He's stacking on that poison now. That's
Ooh, so that's an interesting move by Mean Machine because he hit life tap. So either he thought that Blitz was coming, or I don't know why you would use the life tap over the heal.
Maybe he was just expecting his priest to die next turn, so you at least get a couple of life taps in.
Oh, thinking
Maybe.
that the
Yeah.
archer would then funnel into the front line and get the effect of the
Yeah.
life tap.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the archer was full health, right? It didn't get hit.
Mhm.
So the
Right.
heal is doing a poisoned heal basically on your priest only.
Hmm.
Just there weren't many good options there.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Looks like a fireball.
Ooh,
Nope.
backstab,
Ooh,
and it's interrupted.
it's a bunch of text with the miasma through me.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at that.
that's when the
Almost
poison's in
4.
play. You get the wall attacks.
Yeah.
All right.
So now Vendetta is a big problem.
Oh, that's a good point.
The blitz
Oh,
gets
he
that
didn't
priest
didn't
front
go
line
for it.
again.
If he did Vendetta right there,
He hedged,
he
yeah.
would have wiped his whole team with just that ninja.
Yeah, because he would have gotten the auto
now,
attack in.
now he's threatening 2 Vendettas that are both wipe the team.
Well, he gets double damage. He gets 100% increase in damage if he kills him.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
now he has 2 ninjas threatening Vendetta.
Oh gosh.
I have a feeling he might stack another poison on.
Yeah. Mean is up against it here.
Oh no, there's the
there it
vendetta.
is.
I don't think Boreform's gonna do
Plus,
much.
plus
No.
dangerous damage.
Turn 7. So yeah, he's looking to just interrupt out here.
Yeah.
And we saw the speed come into play. The fierce attack speed boost here.
Hmm.
That shapeshifter probably shouldn't be going in front of the ninja.
Yeah.
Although they're high agi too,
Maybe,
so I shouldn't
yeah.
say that. It could be. Could be that it was gonna anyway. It's getting kind of
That-
hairy. No,
No,
he shouldn't
that
have.
ninja's in the back.
76.
That's the one that Vendetta.
On an
Okay.
auto attack.
Okay.
At this level, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can just fierce or interrupt here.
Mm-hmm. Plays it safe, and that should do it.
Yeah, that's mean.
Good match. All right, so I'm gonna pull it back to the bracket here before we kind of wrap up. So definitely some updating to do, but we are making very good time. There are a lot of matches still to go, but
Any
it's
specific matches that are on your radar that you want to try to catch live?
that's a good question.
Me and Bob are next. Oh no.
No.
Oh,
No,
we don't-
both
we don't-
advancing.
We don't fight. We just advance. That's right.
Right.
So it reseeds for the bracket, right?
Right. Yeah.
It does. So I still have to see the best way to do that because it will be 40 that are advancing. There are going to be some buys. I haven't really gotten that far ahead as far as
But what I
figuring out
mean
how
is
many.
it reseeds based on your seeding, so that I'm not any more likely to fight Corey because we were in the same pool,
Right.
because we're just going to be reseeded.
Right. And you're, actually you might because he's, a 30 seed, you're
Yeah.
the 1 seed, so you might face each other early there. But
Definitely.
yes, that's correct. It does reseed, but it reseeds with a weight on people that went 2-0, which both of you did. So if, Corey being a 30 seed, he went 2-0. If someone that's a 15 seed went 2-1 to advance, he would still be seeded higher going into the bracket, if that makes sense.
That does. Yep.
Great. Trying to see if there's any. We got Crypto Grady and Eric Sear. That's going to be a good one too. People that have played a lot of Fight Club.
Oh yeah.
Guy Kid and Umfreak. Umfreak's been around for a few tournaments here. And then Ivan B and the Brown Gent. Brown Gent hasn't played as much, but he's a gamer. And Ivan B, I always, in my head, him and AP are like the same because when I first joined Fight Club, they were like 2 of the only people that were playing, and they were both whooping me. So
Mhm.
they're always tied together in my head. But yeah, it should be good. We're gonna try to do a bunch of streams this week as this kind of rolls on. I think it's more fun when we have matches live, and as we get closer to the bracket and the finals, it's gonna be players that are a little bit more experienced, most
Oh.
likely. I mean, we'll see. Maybe we get some upsets.
We got Eric Sear and Grady if you got time for it.
I mean, yeah, we got to stay in here then, right?
They just yep. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing a beverage.
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
All right. Awesome. So we'll see when they get dumped into battle room. Any other comments while we wait? I don't really have much.
Not really. I mean, it's just fun to see a lot of new guys come out and a lot of bigger, more popular guys like streamers that are coming on and playing that we didn't see before, and this is good. It's good for the game, and it'll be interesting to see how this affects the Fight Club moving forward, and what's going to be able to happen with with Fight Club.
Yeah, I think, and now I'm forgetting if I said this to you guys before we turned on the camera or on streams. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but we're trying to kind of think of like good ways to keep the PvP kind of going, right? In between tournaments. Those speed tournaments are great, but they're kind of tough sometimes. There have been a lot of people complaining that it's not in a good time zone for them, different things like that. So
Yeah.
we're thinking maybe some kind of a league scenario. Where you're kind of just you have scheduled matches every so often as things kind of roll. That could be fun, but if anyone has any suggestions, something they'd like to see, I mean, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, so
Yeah.
let us know. We'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Looks like they're in. All right, so Eric's here on the left, Ninja Frontline
Yeah,
with
Ninja
an R2
Pirate.
sub.
Oh, dude, that lineup kind of scares me.
Which one?
Eric's
Sears?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he can get that miasma down, buff up that pirate a little bit in the midline with that plunder. Yeah, I don't know. It's what's that?
They're both pretty scary. I like Battle Cry isn't that great, but I think it'll be good here.
Yeah, it's set up in a way that it's gonna work.
He's got heal on his I think that's kind of the idea. Is that his healing with the Dragoon can mitigate some of the problems with low level berserkers.
Right. I think if there's a way to make the battle cry meta work in this weight class, this is the way to do it. We'll see if it does work, but
yeah, I mean, he could Rancor as well and still be effective with the heal. I mean,
interesting. This could be a good one.
Yeah, this will be good.
Yeah, the Rancor I think is undervalued. I want to get a team going where I start with the Berserker frontline and then maybe have another one mid where I can be buffing up a Berserker to then Rancor with the buffed up stats. That could be devastating. So
I think another cool strat would also be do a seer midline. If you could do it, if you can get his what is his ability called?
Curse.
If you can get the curse off with a Rancor, I mean, you just doubled that, right? Like that's.
Yeah, and then you could throw a foresight in there as well. That the foresight or foresee, whatever it's called, that with the curse.
That's a good skill, man.
It's a lot of fun to pull off when you get the seer combo.
Yeah, the problem, seers have so little HP that it's tough in low levels, but foresee is what it's called, right? That's a really good skill in low levels. So there's kind of that tension there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's hop on in. So turn one, Inter of the front. He was trying to apply that poison early. And I kind of had a feeling that's why that ninja was up there, was to get the poison going, where the pirate was his real frontline he wanted to be having out most of the game. But Grady now with the bar early.
Yes.
I would interrupt his berserker.
Plunder, you would be right if you had.
Yep.
So wait, I have to look at the text for that. Did the pirate get speed? Pirate got damage.
Got damage, okay.
So 25 added damage to the pirate in the midline, 20 added damage to that goon.
Yeah, the pirate's he's definitely not going to blitz. You don't want any part of that pirate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He might skewer, but probably not. Maybe skewer would kill it.
Oh, there is the blitz.
Oh, Grady.
Oof.
Oh,
Maybe he
baby.
wants to take it out early before it
Oof.
gets a chance to plunder again, right? You
I
know?
guess. I mean, I guess he could take it out with a skewer, rancor type
Mm-hmm.
combo, but that thing hits hard.
Oof,
It
yeah.
does hit hard. I think he might try to sneak in a heal here. He's getting around 50 health. If you wait any longer, he's gonna know it's coming next turn. I don't know. Fireball.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does go with the Rancor. So
It does.
Does
oof.
that kill it? No.
Oh,
he
that's
needed that
huge.
shot to go.
That's huge.
Now is the heal too predictable? I think he's got to try it.
I don't know.
Well, I think the pirate would kill him regardless if he heals. I think.
And we're
Oh, that's a good point.
we're only one turn behind as well.
Oh, really? All right. So we can
I don't
slow
know
it
if they're
down a little bit.
listening, but we can you know, give them a
Slow
little
it
bit
down
of
a little
breather.
bit. All right, we'll watch turn 5 and then we can talk about that one. So, wait, was that a switch?
Went for the
No, he went for
Yes.
the. Oh, he
Swapped
did
back to
switch.
front and then the heal. So the Dragoon does stay alive.
Oh, I
Whereas
don't
you're
know.
right, the pirate would have killed it.
Yeah, the pirate would have basically interrupted the heal
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with the
Right. By if he had cannon barrage there.
Yep.
So I liked. So this is what I usually do. Like if I was in Erexier's position. So his pirate only had like 5 hit points left. I like more like because the Dragoon's gonna do 50 something damage. I would rather him do that on my pirate that only has 5 health left than my archer that has full life left, because that takes all 55 damage instead of the pirate that would only do 5 hit points down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and
So-
we talked about it a little before, but I'm usually always in favor of letting the hero die. Absorb that damage, and then I can kind of start fresh with my other 2.
I agree. Yeah, because then he could have killed his Dragoon, and then the Berserker probably would have auto attacked and done half that much damage probably.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a tricky spot. That's a level 1 archer.
Oh.
So I'm not sure that it can survive a rancor. So it could be dangerous. I don't know. I don't know what I would
That
do
would be
here.
close. Yeah, that would be close.
I mean, you wish you got the little more meter, because then it would put the
the
Vendetta in play and the Filter on play.
This is
Vendetta
tricky.
Well, yeah.
All right, I think we gave them enough time that we can pull another turn in. Oh, goes with the aim shot and the Rancor, and he does not survive.
This is a lot of damage from Grady. Ooh, he might have it.
All right,
now
wait, I'm gonna do this one again because a lot just happened there.
Okay, what's
we got the aim shot. Rancor back the other way. What was that extra 29 damage?
I don't know. I was like, I thought that was from burn, but it's not. So I don't know where that's coming from. Does it show up in the text?
It does, but it just says takes 29
no,
damage.
that's Rancor doing damage to itself.
Oh, right. Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
I was ready to.
It came after the aim shot damage, so that's why it was so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
it's a close one.
He takes him out. So you have the Berserker at half health in the front.
I think the Berserker in the front has Berserker subclass, and the other one has
He hasn't switched, so whatever it says for the middle line, if you're looking at.
Yeah.
I think Grady's got.
I wonder if Grady's Rancor can kill this. I think that's a level 1 though. It might not. I don't know. This is where the math comes in.
Yeah, because the Rancor proccing off of
this
the
is close
attack, so a little bit different there.
Oh.
Aim shot. Rancor. So the Rancor did.
Just got it.
The auto attack takes down the pirate.
I bet he didn't get him by much. That was close.
Yeah.
That's a level 1 Berserker in the back, I think.
So he took. The Rancor did 70. And how much health did it have? It had 51.
No, wait. That was last turn.
Right. Yeah, and so I'm saying he took him down to 51, and then the Rancor did 70. So he had a little room to
Okay.
spare.
Or 64.
Or no, it did 64. Excuse me.
That was a really good game. Wow.
That was
Yeah, I don't know. I think it came down to that pirate swap because look, like, what did the pirate do for you, right?
Yeah.
good.
It got you that little hit at the end there when the game was already in hand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. That was a really good game.
Are they back
And there
at,
was,
or is this?
I don't even know if there were any interrupts during that game either, and that was the
All gas.
yeah.
Yeah, and I know Grady. He's talked about this on our streams. He's not a fan of the interrupt. He likes to be playing more offensive minded than defensive. So hope I didn't give away too much of a strategy just now. But
Neither of these lineups have really good 1 meter skills either. So it's not like you can interrupt and immediately threaten cleave.
Yeah, the Dragoon skewer,
It's fine, but
mhm,
it's not that great.
especially at the weight class. A skewer, if you get hit with the skewer in heavyweight, like it's
Phew.
it's brutal. It's brutal. We do have Dread Syndicate and Sir Worm going. Should we make this our last of the night?
Sure.
Let's
Or
do
should
it.
we give it another mid and see if Grady and Eric's here play number 2?
Yeah, let's look. Let's
They
see somebody
played
new.
they played number 1 a few hours ago, so that actually wasn't number 2. Grady's moving on.
Okay.
Oh.
Congrats to Grady. Tough luck.
Yeah, baby.
Eric's here.
You
Get him
did
next
well,
time.
Eric. That was a tough fight.
All right. So now we have Dread Syndicate with a level 4 Dragoon with a pirate sub, a level
Mythic.
mythic, right?
Ooh.
An uncommon archer with miasma bomb ninja sub, and then the back line a dark pack with a heal. Or now I'm just saying moves. A dark knight with a priest sub with the heal. Other side worm, you have a starting with the sage up front, level 4 sage in the front. Very interesting. So he's going to be gaining that meter very quickly. He's got a pirate, level 2 pirate in the midline, and a level 2 paladin in that back line. So I think we probably see a quick switch out of the front, maybe after a turn or two, to preserve that sage, but we'll see what Sir Worm has up his sleeves.
Yeah,
Starts off with the plunder.
I like Be Easy's chances. That guy has some
Just
monster
based off of
heroes.
lineup construction, yeah.
He's always posting monsters.
He recently got a mythic spellbow.
Yep.
Dude,
So
I don't know
very
how
nice.
these guys do it, man. Like I can summon a million times and not get one of those. Like it just blows my mind.
Yeah, and I'm also not willing to summon that million times like some of these guys do. They just live in the dark summoning pit.
They do, yeah.
On to turn 2 here. Interrupt mid and that blitz. So he takes that sage out of the front, which I don't know that I would have done. I kind of want to keep hitting it. I mean, maybe it was maybe it's a new player, but maybe it's the idea of the charge gain and kind of putting a stop to that.
Mm-hmm.
On to turn 3. Swaps that pirate out to get the paladin in. And then what was this? Just a fierce attack on the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, fierce attack. Okay. Pretty even, I would say, edge to Dread Syndicate so far. So that was a backstab, so we got some poison going here. What was that at first? An aim shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Aim shot, chipping away.
You could think about a switch here to the Dark Knight.
Yeah, this is a point where I would still do it. It's saving the last sliver of health I don't like, but especially with the Dragoon, a skewer might come in handy if you have it.
Brings poison on the play too.
It brings it out of play, and the backstab is off cooldown, or is on cooldown.
Is there a worse feeling than getting hit with a backstab when you're swapping?
Oh,
I wouldn't know.
I would know a few times. I think Corey did.
I did.
last
No, I
time.
did it to you.
Oh, you did it to me? Okay.
Last tournament, yeah.
Oh,
I gave you a meme too. I forget what it was.
Geez. When you have everyone in there memeing you as you're getting beat, it makes it so much worse. As it should.
Humiliated.
All right, so he went with the cannon barrage and it's interrupted. So this
Got
is Worm's chance now. Get back into it.
Yeah, he's
But-
got some good choices here. Attune, Retribution. Well, Retribution's not so much. But Attune is
even or an odd turn.
Yeah, what turn are we on?
Got the math. We're on turn 6. So Attune is even is
heal.
damage?
No, it's heal.
Even's heal.
Heal's good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, heal works.
I would-
But you also have to watch out. You know, Dread Syndicate has a 1 meter on
Yep.
his side as well. So that full draw is in play. And there it is.
Oh,
I love a
That
full
pirate
draw.
is trying to protect. He does get the Dragoon out of the way, which was the level 4. But I just don't think that he's going to have the health to kind of do what he needs to do here.
no.
On to turn 7. Swap. Gets that Dark Knight out front.
That's interesting.
Chivalry Sacrifice on the Paladin.
So that's not a bad move right there. I kind of because his pally was almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how much
And then
health did
he
he
heals.
actually? Because he didn't have 200 health, that's for sure.
So he heals his other teammates 100 each, which is huge.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so
He was
use
at-
Chivalry.
He was at 22. Wait. So he went from 22 to minus 178. So
Yeah.
that was huge, actually.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was,
yeah, there it is.
That was
yeah.
big brain.
That's how you use the chivalry, right?
That's the best time to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, aim shot, chipping away at that pirate again.
Oh,
Pirate gets damage again. He's got to get that thing into play. It's gonna be hitting like a hammer.
Yeah. That's
Problem is you can't heal your backline.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
it's like he's
Yeah,
kind of
There's
stuck.
the attune, and it
Yeah.
gets interrupted.
Yeah, he can't just swap it in there. It just dies.
Mm-hmm.
Are we on turn 9? Oh,
We're
10.
turn 10.
Okay, so he definitely should use his sage right here if he's gonna.
So he just used the attune.
He
Oh,
used
you're
the
saying
attune.
for the lightning strike.
Yeah,
Lightning strike hits slot 1.
This is the only time he's gonna. If he is gonna survive, he's gotta
No,
get that off.
10. Yeah, slot 1. Okay.
But then I'm sure the archer. He should interrupt the archer. Yeah.
Mm.
There you go. Yeah, if he loses
That
that
was another
pirate, it's
problem.
game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
now
these blunders here.
the aim shot's off the table.
But he's got
Full draw
Mm-hmm.
and Decay Blade. They're both a disaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gosh.
Let's
But
see
then
what we
then he's
have.
got to think the sage is gonna.
But
attune again.
Attune could beat Decay Blade in speed.
Yeah.
That might
Is
be.
the Dark Knight under?
I don't know.
Yeah, Dark Knight's at 57 health, so the attune would kill it. I think.
That might
Yeah,
be a
it's the
pass.
Dark Knight, 33 damage. Yeah, 57 health. So the attune would kill it.
Interesting.
Goes
Oh,
Cannon Barrage. It does
Cannon
not
Barrage.
kill it, but he gets it. But he gets. Yeah, he gets that up front.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
That's not gonna work.
that did more
I-
damage
I
than
think
I
if-
wanted it to do.
I think if he does Attune there, he blocks the Decay Blade and wins.
Yeah.
Unless I don't think the Dark Knight is fast enough.
I think that Dark
If he
Knight
didn't do it
Without
Dark
any
Pact,
buffs,
I
Dark Knight's not going to be. He didn't Dark back, so
Yeah.
Good game.
great game,
Yeah, that's true. That was good.
great. So, guys, I think we've been going for about an hour and a half now. Any closing comments or anything anybody wants to say before we wrap it up?
Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, man, this has been great. It'll be fun to actually see all these battles. I'm sitting at work and I have Discord. I've watched some of these battles at work. It's been kind of fun. So
Nice, yeah.
it's great, man. Yeah, I hope everybody has fun and everybody just has a great time and learns and continues with Fight Club after this tourney, because I think that's as we support everybody, that's where we see every growth and everybody gets just more into the game, more into DeFiKingdoms in general. As everybody just does their part and participates and supports. So
Definitely. Guy, anything from you?
My phone's gonna die. But other than that, I mirror everything else that was said. Tourney's been a lot of fun. Hopefully, people continue to come back as we figure out kind of leagues and maybe ladder leagues and things like that. If we can get ELO built into ranking and stuff of as we build out the community and the player base, there's so much we can do within Fight Club. So good luck in this tournament. Awesome prize pool, and see you all in the finals.
Yeah,
Indeed.
definitely. And as I said briefly earlier, we are going to be trying to do a few more streams this week. We're obviously going to do the final stream, but I was talking to Raph about maybe hopping on tomorrow night. So you might catch us again. But until then, Bob, do you want to take us out?
Welcome to Backside Chats.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know the outro.
No, the outro is usually just like, yeah, see you later. No, this has been another episode of Backside Chats. Yeah, I don't think I know it either. All right. Take care, everybody.
See ya.
See you guys.